Thonny. So it's thonny.org. You could do this by directly going on to Thonny website, or you could just Google it, right? So some people like to Google everything before they get to something. So for example, if I put here Thonny, right, here we go, I would say Thonny, Thonny, right? And it also takes you to this Thonny IDE, Integrated Development Environment for Beginners, right? So you click on this one, then you have option here to install Thonny on Windows, right, or Mac or Linux, depending on which operating system you are using. Since I'm using a Mac, so I'm going to click on this one. If you're using on Windows, well, all you have to do is click on this one and download this Thonny version. Install with 64-bit Thonny. If you have a 64-bit PC, most of the PCs are 64-bit, so it's safe to just click on this 21 MB file and download this one by just clicking like this, right? When you click it, it'll download it and you can install it. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click on this Thonny, which is on Mac. So I'm going to click on this one, and it's the same way. All you have to do is, once it's downloaded, you click on it, and then step by step you install it. So it's downloading. I have a little slower internet connection today, so it may take a little while. I'm going to stop this Windows, so this get a little faster. Here we go. We're still installing it. If it was Windows, obviously you need this thonny.exe file. Since it's a Mac, so it's a this thonny .pkg package, right? Because it's a Mac, so Mac is slightly different. Once this is done, right, this one here, right, once this is done, then we will simply click on it, and here we go. So it's done, right? So I double click on this one. It normally is in the download folder, right? So you need to locate that file. So you do this next. All you have to do is keep doing this next, right? In your Windows, it may be just next, right? So you click on next. Obviously I need to agree with the terms and condition. On Windows it will be slightly different. So whatever the default option is, right? So you don't make any changes. Whatever the default option is, you keep clicking on it. Here I need to give a password of my Mac. In your case, it will be simply next. Okay. Here we go. I allow it, and now it's validating the packages. It's doing the installation. That's on Mac, but on Windows, you may get slightly different options where you just would be required to click on next, and if there's a terms and condition, you click on I agree, click the tick box if needed, and here it goes. At the end, either way, you're using Mac or Windows, it will be all installed, right? So they say all is well if end is well, and here in Mac you need to move it to the trash, the downloaded file. And here we go. That's it. And then you just on Windows you click on Windows and then search for Thonny, right? In Windows, like T, and you'll get icon like this, right? This icon here in Windows as well, right? So what you have to do is you need to double click that icon. When you double click that icon, it will open an integrated development environment exactly like this in Windows as well, right? So you will see you will have two options there. You will have this. Sorry, I'm a bit clumsy with the drawing the lines. Good thing is that I'm not an artist, so here we go. So I'm sorry, I'm not even trying this again. So this thing here is what you see is where you write your program, right? So at the bottom here is where you see the output. So you can sort of like move it up and down like this, right? You can very easily move it up and down depending on. So if I write a program will be written here. Now, you would see more or less same interface on Windows. When you install it, it's all good for you to use it, right? So you don't have to do anything. You start writing the first program. For example, the first program is always print, right? Print hello world. Right? This is the first program in any language, right? When I run this program, hello world, right? When I run this program, I have to press here. See here? So I've written the program here. This is where I write the program, right? And here I will get my output. So that's how simple this is, right? That's where you see the files, right? These are the all files, right? Where you can obviously save this program, can do a save as like this, and when I save it, I will call it hello, and automatically it will pick up the extension as py. Why? Because it's a Python file. So it'll save that hello.py, and it appears here when you save it. You see here, you can see it here, hello.py, right here. So now your file is saved. You don't have to do anything, and you can run it again. If you're using, let's say you're using Raspberry Pi Pico, which we will later on, in that particular case, you can go there and you can do the configuration here, right? You click on interpreter, which interpreter you want to use. Because we're using Python 3, right? Because it's just a simple Python, no Raspberry Pi, nothing. So here is a Python, then it's all good. But if you were to use Raspberry Pi with a Pico, then you can sort of like ESP32. These are different modules, right? So you could sort of like select whatever you want to use. MicroPython is for Raspberry Pi and other things. Here's the Pico as well. Here's the ESP module or generic. We are using MicroPython, right? So we are using simply Python 3 because this is not micro. So we're not changing anything here. We're gonna leave it as it is, and that's it. Your thing is ready for you. So happy programming.